Hello and welcome to this brief video provided by OptimalResume.com. I want to help you explore the tools that you have that are provided to you from Champaign Public Library. In order to access the Optimal Resume tools, just visit Champaign Public Library on the internet and click on the top right, Find Answers and Facts. There you'll see some tools provided to you for job hunting and career help. And first in the list is Optimal Resume. Once you log into the Optimal Resume tools, you can do everything from building a resume and cover letter to putting together a professional portfolio with examples of your work. You can practice interviews. You could create a video resume where you introduce yourself on camera to employers. And you can also put together a simple website to market who you are to potential employers. So feel free to use as much or as little of the tools as you find necessary today. I'm just going to help you get logged in for the first time, explore the tools a little bit with you so that you feel comfortable when you log in. So click on Optimal Resume. What you'll find is that it will ask you to verify that you're a patron of the library by entering your library card number. And it will also ask you to fill out your name and address and a few details that will help once you start to build your resume. Once you finish the step for account creation, you'll be in a page that looks like the example I have here. So you'll be in a place called the Document Center, and this is where all the Optimal Resume tools will be at your fingertips. So first in line, you'll see that we have a resume builder, a letter builder, the ability to create a portfolio. You can also do a skills assessment to determine your readiness for the career that might interest you. You can practice doing interviews. You can create a video resume if you happen to have a camera and a need for an introduction of yourself on camera. And then finally, I would recommend that you create your own website so that you can advertise who you are. Whether you are accustomed to using computers on an everyday basis for your work and feel very familiar, or if you're not accustomed to using computers on a daily basis, these tools are very easy to navigate and you should feel right at home. So I'm going to start us off with creating a resume for this video. We'll click Create New Resume, and we're going to give this resume a name that we can remember. I'm just going to name mine Shauna R. And I'm going to click to start the resume here. If you'd like to see an introductory video on the right, you can click to view that, but we'll just start together and take a look. At this stage, I get 3 choices for how to begin this process of building a resume. If you're an advanced user and you know exactly what you want it to look like, start from scratch on the right is a good option for you. If you'd like a little help putting this together, like most of us, you can either browse resume samples or you can browse through section sets, which means that you're going to get an outline of a resume and then get a chance to work on each section and fill it out based on your experience and your details. So for our example, I'm just going to start with Browse Samples and click Continue. The next page is going to ask me what category of industry I want to work in. So if I'm looking for perhaps a job in computer and math, or perhaps I want to work in the social service industry, let's start there. The next choice is to pick my experience level. I'm going to say that I'm mid-career. Perhaps I've worked for a few years. You can always change your decision if you need to. On the right-hand side, we're going to get custom tips for community and social service resumes for mid-career level experience. So these are professionally written by an author named Wendy Enelo. So feel free to browse through those and get your mind ready for the task. Then we're going to get a resume sample that's perfect for our needs that she wrote for us as well. So we're going to click to select this, take a look at it and make sure that we like it, and then choose the button at the top that says Use this sample. Once we click Use this sample, it's going to load it into the resume builder for us to start to customize. And you can see it already loaded my name and my address information into the header so that I don't have to type that. And anywhere on the resume that I'm ready to start making edits, I can simply click into the section with my mouse. And when that opens, it's ready for me to start typing and making changes. So I'll just save this, but you can enter any data that you want or change the name of the section if you'd like. I'll click the Save button here, and I'll move down to the next section. Professional Qualifications already has some example text embedded into it for me so that I can have some ideas about what I might write. But I'm going to click into this section with my mouse and change it to be things that are relevant for me. And then I can also access examples here on this orange button. If these examples don't make sense for me and I need a little extra help, this is a great place to take a look. It's going to load up lots of professionally written examples for me. I'll pick out the type of section that I'm trying to write for, and it'll give me relevant examples here on the right. I can either read those just for information, or I can actually click to add them to my resume and then further customize them once it's embedded into the page. I'm going to close out of this for now and save my section. Once you start to like the content that you have in your resume, I want to point out that on the right-hand side there are also lots of tools and additional options. On the bottom right, the Tools section has tips, samples, video tutorials, more instructions and examples, action verbs that you might find helpful for talking about your experience, and the ability to explore different career information. So feel free to click here and read about different careers to make sure that you're talking about yourself with the right kind of language and that it truly is the job you want to apply for. On the top, you'll see that you have some document options. The first one is to change the style of your resume. So it's very easy to change the style without knowing how to adjust each specific feature. You can simply click Style Resume. It'll open a style palette for you with names of different styles. So feel free to try any of these on for size and see what you think of that particular style. If it appeals to you, that's great. You can close this menu and keep the style that you chose. If you don't, keep trying on more styles until you find one that you think looks appealing. All of the styles that we offer are very professional and clean design, so they would be appropriate no matter which you choose. So I'm just going to keep this one. The next step, of course, is to figure out what to do with this resume now that I've finished it. I want to point out here on the top toolbar, there's a button that says Download. If you're applying for a job posting and it asks for you to present your resume, perhaps in an email attachment, or to be uploaded in Word or PDF format, click this Download button at the top, and it's going to ask you if you would like it in Word, PDF, HTML, or plain text. Just go by the guidelines in the job posting that you saw or that you're applying to and make sure you use the format that they request. If you're preparing your resume and would just like to print a copy or save a copy for yourself, pick a format that you like. Click OK to download that document or to open that document. And from here, you can print or you can save a copy for yourself. I'm going to close this. At the top of your resume, you'll also notice that you could rename the document. You could make an additional copy of it. You could make your resume searchable if you would like to. This is the ability to make it searchable for employers who might come to Optimal Resume looking for qualified candidates. So if you'd like it to be in the search database, simply click to say that you'd like to opt in to the Resume GPS program. You can also share your resume with others. If you click Share, there'll be detailed instructions for how to do this. Just wanted to introduce it to you. But you can use this link to email it to other people and show them what you've created with Optimal Resume. You can keep a to-do list or switch back and forth between resumes that you've created, and you're allowed to create unlimited resumes, so feel free to make multiples and make them custom for the job that you want to apply for. Once you're finished with the tasks in the Resume Builder, you can click the Document Center button at the top, and that will take you back to where you can choose to work on the next tool. The Letter Builder is very similar to the Resume Builder, so I believe that this video will give you enough to get started there and create your cover letter as well. Feel free to explore the other tools or to access the Help menu to learn how to use the other features. Thank you so much for taking the time to view this video, and I look forward to seeing you find the jobs that you want and use the tools for your success. Thanks so much.